Hi again. Now that we have a new document, we know how to use our line, shape, and type tool. Let's start doing some designs, and what we're looking for is also some variations in our designs. Variations are very important in graphic design because it gives us options to how we see things. Um, you think about musicians; they create different versions of their songs. They just kind of work with it a little bit until they finalize it and record it and put it out for the public to listen to. But before that, they're trying different things. Graphic designers want to do the same thing. So I'm going to kind of delete some things here to remove and just kind of work with the basic necessities we need here. Oops. So I'm just going to use my name right now as a part of this layout here. And to create a new page is very easy. There's two ways of doing so. You can either come over here to the page panel. The page panel has two sections to it. If you were to grab this hamburger up and down menu here, there's the top section which is called the master pages, and the master pages is something that we're going to touch on just a little bit later in the quarter. But ultimately, this is how you create like the page numbers. It's also where you want to create like if you look through books and it says the title of the book or the title of the chapter at the bottom edges of the page. This is where you create that type of content. So we're going to avoid this section for now, and we're going to work on the bottom half of this line, which is where the live document is. So in order to create another page, you can go here to the bottom of the page that says Create New Page. And then you have a blank new page, follows in the sequence. If I were to scroll up, you'll see the other page. And if I were to double click on top of the page, say I want to go to page 1, it'll take me straight there. This is a handy way of moving around a huge document, just being able to click the pages you need and seeing them all at one time. Now here I have a new page. I want to create another text box. And let's see, I'm just going to keep with my name theme. So, the idea of creating variations is to be able to give you options to see what works best and what represents the project, in its entirety. And then here's one, here's two. So here's first name, last name, or first page, second page. And what I can also do to create a new page, say I want to just kind of tweak this a little bit. I'll just grab my page with a left click and hold the click and drag it on top of the notepad, and it's going to make a duplicate page. So here's page 3, I'll go to page 2. So page 2 and page 3 are exactly the same because they are just duplicates of each other. So say for instance, I want to make a variation of this. Say it feels a little crowded to me. So we're going to talk about some character controls today in this lecture as well. So typography is really about controlling the spacing of letters and text and bodies of text. In this case, I'm just going to work on what's called tracking. There's 3 terms in typography: leading, kerning, and tracking. Leading is really working with paragraphs and the space between each line. Tracking is the space on the line or the baseline of a text. So in this case, I'm going to go over here. I have my character tool here, and this one right here is your tracking tool. You can just simply put up the up arrow, and the larger the number, the bigger the space between the type. Okay. There's preset numbers in here. You can get up higher numbers if you like. You can also go negative if you want to crowd things a little bit. So like for instance, negative 50. I need to have that selected, negative 50. Just a reminder, you always need to select the box you need to control. So it always has to be highlighted like this. So that's the tight. So let's go back. Also, for keyboard shortcuts, the Command Z is the undo button, and the undo button in Adobe products actually has about 50 undos. that you can go backwards, and you can go forwards too at the same time. But in this case, I want to go back to that, and I want to leave that for right now. Um, Unless I make a variation of that, and I'm going to duplicate the page, and then this time I'm going to highlight that again, and I'm going to change that to 100, back to 100. So now, in just a few couple of keystrokes, I have a variation between the original layout of my name to a tighter or more compressed or more crowded or tense version of my name, and then I have the one that is now a little bit airier or looser. So there's a number of adjectives that you can always describe typography, from tight to loose to airy. It also kind of describes like how the spacing is. So that's how you control your pages and how you can make multiple pages at a time, and duplicates of pages.